lockdown and kite around the Wraith King. It's got things that I like about it. I did say that, to be fair, about KBU's last lineup, I think. No, I think last time I was for DogChamp with their team fight. This time their team fight still ain't bad, don't get me wrong. I did like it a lot better last time, even though they have extremely similar elements with only the mid laner and one support differing. But Lion to Shaman, not really that big of a difference, I would say.
Well, the right-click damage of the Shaman is insane, especially considering he even went for double Fairy Fire at the start. Look at that, +4 damage as well. He does 79 right-click damage at the moment. Ursa's going to get bullied out of the lane. I mean, of course, Grimstroke can try and deal the damage, but Grimstroke also doesn't want to go into a man fight against the Shaman.
Yeah, it's a really difficult lane. That's why I was a bit concerned here. Also, I'm a bit concerned because my cat's again on the okay, there we go. Sorry. Give me one moment.
Look at this Chikiro item build, by the way. Bloody 9, starting off with 6 tangos and 5 mangoes. The ultimate, I'm gonna destroy your lane kind of build. That is definitely not going to be fun to deal with.
Yeah, the nice part about this game, at least for Bloody 9, is not having to deal with that LC. He is going to be able to get off a lot more spells in lane and not have them be dispelled immediately. So that feels really, really good for him. I think he was so excited, in fact, that he decided to go all out for the regen. It's not going to be too bad at all, especially because the move speed slow onto Sunlight is going to be brutal. The attack speed slow on the Liquid Fire is going to be brutal. And Ice Path, I mean, all these spells just kind of wreck Spirit Breaker, so... You know, I think he's mighty happy to just have plenty of mana to cast his spells.
And currently, Spirit Breaker sending in as tangos because he's running around 3 gauntlets, a Quelling Blade, and an Iron Branch, aka he has 0 regen, but 960 HP. Barely takes any damage there from the burn.
Yeah, just that raw HP on top of already the tankiest hero at level 1 because of his huge starting HP pool and his decent strength. So yeah, Spirit Breaker, a very tanky boy. One of the better ways to kind of counter this. What's going on top lane? Don't quite notice what they were fighting for. Perhaps the Warden missing a crucial stroke of fate to secure a range creep. I'm unsure, but yeah, this is a lot of damage. Yaren's even making life a bit difficult for Dad when it comes to securing the CS. But underneath the tower here, he should have things more or less settled.
Both sides just making sure no one gets the pull going on, but yeah, that needs to definitely be careful. You did of course mention the skewer. The lane is reasonably heavily pushed. Shadow Shaman gets himself the shackles, of course, and you skewer him underneath the tower. That's an easy pickup.
Yeah, and Yaren's just again hitting so hard right now. Should be able to pretty much secure himself the boots. Boots is a big turning point in this lane for both Dad and Yaren. Once Dad kind of gets boots, he can look to be a little bit more aggressive because the kill on this lane is most likely onto Shaman. Luki's got all this HP, pretty tanky. As Skewer is going to go for it now. Underneath the tower goes the Warden, and that'll likely be first blood.
Yep, that's well, the easiest setup of their life. A very long duration shackle into Skewer underneath the tower, and easy pickup. Plus Dad being forced back by Yaren just going for the right-click fight. It's not going to be looking like a superb lane for the Ursa, as you did, of course, predict at the start.
Yeah, and there's just really nothing that Grimstroke can do about this lane. He's probably going to put his third point here into the Phantom's Embrace. And not a bad lane to actually utilize the Phantom's Embrace, of course, because you just kind of need that momentary interrupt. Of course, Shaman, if he's going to try and help, for example, in this instance, right? Shackles going on. Luki trying to close the gap, gonna look for the skewer play. Obviously, he's gonna have to deal with the Phantom by himself. Otherwise, you know, you stop channeling the shackles, and Ursa just leaves. That's not gonna be too good for getting kills. But also, both these heroes, they hit hard, but not very quickly. Very low agi gain on that off lane here for DogChamp. So getting rid of the Phantom is gonna be a bit of a problem. Kind of surprised, to be honest, he didn't go for it at level 2. Because I do think, you know, you need level 1 to secure range creep. Even if you miss it, you still need to contest. But I just don't think you're going to be using Inkswell too much in these early levels. Even with now the point, there is no point in Earth Shock. So I think this is a bit of miscommunication between the two. Because, I mean, this is like, come on.
Like, okay, yeah, that's the longest stun of his life. Just takes a slight tickle, walks away. Okay, slash ignore. That's good job.
Yeah.
We'll do absolutely nothing with it.
Mid lane, very similar to last time. No camps blocked mid for either mid laner, so they can just nuke the wave using their abilities. They're being very cordial about it. As the water rune is going to spawn, Annihilate will take it. Storm, again, not going to look for the one bottom. There's already a squirrel there.
Shackles. Got a skewer? No, actually, there is still a skewer possible. He's trying to find a target. Trying to set it up, but he wants to have that extra range to get them underneath the tower for certain.
Yeah, and they force back the Spirit Breaker. Of course, he's going to charge back in, so not that big of a deal as Bloody Nine's Warrior is killed. Now he only has regen and a stick, but he's gone through all of his mangoes already. So if there's one person who likes mangoes as much as Ice Frog, it's certainly Bloody Nine. He's going to have his pull interrupted because he is completely out of him now and has now some raindrops along the way. But yeah, I mean, this is why MMR Tours, this is why Sunlight decided to go for this really tanky starting build. Because he probably knew Bloody Nine really wants to spam his spells. There's not really anything else you do on Jakiro. And he's going to basically live through all of it and then just charge back to the lane. So it kind of sucks here still to be Jakiro. Instead, at that time, uses Earthshock to be able to avoid an impending skewer.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
He's even leveling up Shackles, so you've got that extra Shackles damage, of course, but it's such a long stun lock going on right now onto Dad. The Ursa skewered back, not underneath the tower. He's going to try and run away, slow down, but the zap comes out from the level. Still a level 1 Ether Shock, nonetheless. Dad loses his life.
Rotation from Annihilate.
Dream Coil onto Stone Bank. We'll try and get the damage onto the Hoodwink, but won't be able to get the connection. Nice! Bushwhack coming through. Double kill for KBU. That's definitely something that they needed to at least stabilize one of the lanes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, bottom, yeah, is not going too well. Okay, here's Inkswell now. Okay, Earthshock. That's going to be a max duration stun into the overpowered top, and Luki is going to fall. Yarn's going to just shackle, I guess. Okay.
What else are you going to do? Just stand there, just hold up the shackle. Okay, you know, it's not like Grim can interrupt it with, or even cares about interrupting it without any TPs coming through.
Yeah, and I think this third point here in the Fury swipes is a bit of a turning point in this lane, as well as, of course, now having, yeah, the 1-1-2 build here, so 2 points in Inkswell. So they are going to try and still play this a bit early, which I don't disagree with, because it's not like, you know, you're playing Ursa, you don't build Battle Fury anymore. I mean, I say that, but if you're dead, you still build Battle Fury. Okay, I'm baffled.
Battle Fury, Diffusal, why not? You get them both.
Sure, and Blink. I'll get all the early game items, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure about this. I understand the need to want to, you know, there's a Magnus. He's going to give him power buff to his cores, and that's really scary, especially because one of them is a Wraith King, and he can't really take advantage of that. But I don't know. I really haven't seen too much Battle Fury Ursa this patch. And I mean, this is the game.
I've seen a couple. They always lose, but I've seen a couple.
Yeah, this is the game where if you do lose, you don't get to try it a third time. Because you're down 1, and, well, I mean, you do get to try it, but in Season 4 in Division 2.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line for these two teams. Of course, not only $1,000, but also promotion towards Division 1. And honestly, if you get, well, Division 1, even if you get last place next season, you get a lot more money than in Division 2 first place.
That's true. The cut got, what, 25K for going 0-14 a couple years ago, or last year.
Yeah, that's definitely worthwhile for just getting stomped every week.
Annihilate, mid lane. They are going to rotate on over for him, but it's just a shaman, so he's going to have to really walk on over. And Annihilate is going to be able to get that rune top. A second zip for Ray Lalisa is going to trigger the coil. He's going to snap it voluntarily, and yeah, he's going to have to back up, but it's a haste rune. Ooh, Yaren has thought about getting off the shackles. Is just going to try and run. They almost, yeah, they'll have him killed, but at least the Storm lives.
Yeah, that did not necessarily go exactly the way they wanted to. The Storm, once he gets his Orchid, of course, definitely has tons of kill threat on that puck. But the puck immediately going for the Ul Scepter because he knows exactly what is gonna come up on the side of DogChamp. And while that Shadow Shaman, it's gonna take a long time until he has his blink. But once he gets the blink, that hero turns around completely.
Yeah, Aether first for this hero because all his cast ranges are, oh my god, they're just so bad. Him and Omni Knight have just like no cast ranges. Their spells are incredible, but I guess the way that Ice Rock decided to balance. I remember when Shaman, he had like a 250 cast range talent. Oh my goodness. The Warden, in some trouble, is simply just dead.
Stonebank, bottom lane, as a reincarnation, will get it popped. EP coming through, Bloody Nine's there. They get the control. He does have Bulldoze, but in comes Annihilate. No Dream Coil for 6 seconds. Very interesting TP from the puck.
Yeah, but good enough to save your core. And Sunlight already, again, not off to a great game. And in fact, he's only 800 gold ahead of his Hoodwink, who's got a full urn and is going to be building a vessel this game, quite curiously. I did bring up how quite tanky DogChamp are in general, so I'm not necessarily opposed to the item, especially because there's not too many dispels. But, yeah, okay. I'm not opposed to it. More damage here.
Being charged. And there's the Ursa joining in. Inkswell, that's why he leveled it to level 3, because the sun is very long, and Luki Magnus is going to get caught out and taken down in the top lane. Well, he did not level Inkswell for the laning stage, he leveled it for immediately afterwards.
Yeah, and KBU are just playing a much better early game. Let's compare this to the first game, where they try and rotate on that first duel. You know, Sunlight, I mean, I think they were on different sides, or... yeah, I think they were on different sides. Where Sunlight, he rotates down bottom, and they fight 5v4, and they still end up losing. And then Stonebag's like, all right, that's cool. I'll just push your top tower and then push your mid tower. And then, you know, they did win a fight from there. But here, of course, everything's going a bit differently because they did get a gank to that bottom lane. In trouble with Sunlight, though. He's dead.
Oh. Run! Run!
Well, he's
no, they're not going to chase deeper. Okay. Not going to risk losing their players in the process. Wards getting placed in the meantime. Bloody Nine walking through. We know exactly that there's a ward up on the high ground. Bloody Nine can get the catch onto Sunlight. In the trees, doesn't cut it, and he jukes his way all the way to victory. That cost Bloody Nine his entire mana pool.
Know your trees, Bloody Nine. As, again, he was just able to easily avoid that. And away he goes. I forget who we talked to before, but Jakiro Spammer, who said, yeah, this hero's underrated, actually pretty good. We asked him a question whether he thought that Macropyre breaking trees is a nerf or a buff to the hero. He thought it was situationally quite strong, because if you do actually catch someone up in those trees with Macropyre and they don't have, you know, instant pathing, they're in for a rough time. Just ask Luki.
Actually, I mean, yeah, that does sound about right.
Yeah.
But then again, most of Dota is situational.
Yeah, very true. I thought he had a decent point. You know, if you're pushing one of these side towers, you know, especially the ones with like really dumb trees, and you just throw it down and there's a support hiding back there, they just burn.
Yeah, plus Macropyre actually does have a surprisingly wide spread on the burn.
Okay, so Dad is actually, he's actually going Battle Fury here. I commend him for doing this. Again, I understand why he is, because you need some way to farm, and early game, I feel like didn't go well enough for you to just fight, but who knows, maybe a fight here, no, not going to look any good. And in fact, DogChamp are going to counter smoke. Still haven't seen an RP yet, so Luki holding on to this.
He probably just wants to blink first, because he's not going to get an easy one against well, the two supports who are not going to be anywhere close towards the fight and the puck. Zip in aggressively, get the silence off, and then right before he gets his Battle Fury, did the man to get the kill, soul bind on to 2. Here comes another strike, holding them in place. Dad is going to burn out in the end. Vela Lisa in trouble though. He's going to get taken down, a 3-for-1 trade. And yeah, that was a very good catch coming out from the Warden.
Yeah, it was. Luki not in that fight. He was pushing mid. Maybe still trying to farm up his Blink Dagger. And again, we saw this last time from DogChamp, where it was, again, Luki just 100 gold off of his Blink, where they make this aggressive move. I mean, this is not much farming time at all here for this Blink to be online, especially thanks to this handy alt feature. You can see it's basically just 2 creep waves. It's just a minute, and Luki has Blink, and then that fight is so much easier. RP into Macropyre, maybe you get a few more heroes there. Not how it plays out, though. Ursa does end up dying, cannot leap up to the high ground there. A little bit embarrassing for Dad, but not to worry. He's straight back to business, and he's going to get this Battle Fury online, operational, and hope to keep pace here with the Wraith King. Again, a tall order, because he is farmed, and especially with Empower, he is hitting hard.
I'm pretty impressed with the fact Stoked is so good at farming as before, though it does look like some of our tourist is struggling because of silence upon both sides, but Annihilate will be able to walk away. Ice Path not going to connect. They come from behind. Ray Lalisa running out of mana, but does have a regen room bottled up. Is going to get charged in the meantime. Snap the coil. Needs to make sure that the puck doesn't chase him down. It will be just fine, but there's still a Bara somewhere in the vicinity healing. A regen rune has been used, and Ray Lalisa can of course just zip all over the place. There's that threat. The Blink RP is available. KBU really cannot risk playing aggressively anymore.
Yeah, if anything, now they've got to be really careful because the Storm is still regenning up. You still have RP. You use Serpent Wards mostly for tower push. Ray Lalisa, though, he's going to do the Storm thing and just farm the jungle with the regen. Sure, not bad. At least he farms his way down bottom because someone does need to push that wave back out. And this is not a bad time to be farming either if you're a Stonebank, because he is going to be, once again, stacking up these Ancients, farming them up, and it's going to be just shy of Desolator. Oh, nice. You can even see the bounties of the neutral creeps. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's going to be just shy of the Deso here after this camp, but really starting to close in on these items. And, well, he's going to have this around the same time Dad has Battle Fury. So, once again, very similar to last game. Dad, he's got respectable farm. It looks like it's less than a 1-item gap, but Stonebank's items are effective farming items, whereas, well, for Dad, they're just to farm. What's this? In the river? Bloody 9? No, he's not going to be caught by the smoke. Who does this put in trouble then? Storm? Maybe.
He knows. He knows. I think they spotted. I don't know where they smoked exactly, but they got an aggressive ward place. Yaren walking in. They pretty much use him as a sacrificial lamb. Let him die. Let him get caught out. And we'll try and defend the mid-tier 1 tower in the process. But most importantly, Ray Lalisa does not get jumped/killed. Zipping in. Silence on Marjoris. So man's here as well. The RP from Luki. Ice Path on top. The damage control is there. And the team fight, yep, it is definitely, I mean, both games favoring DogChamp severely.
Yep, and Stonebank straight in a Roche now with Omelet Deso fully online. Luki here to buff him up. Bloody 9 as well for lots of damage. This is starting to look pretty good again for DogChamp. Once again, Ursa, normally he's your first Rocher, but not with Battle Fury. I mean, he could do it, but it would just take a long time. And DogChamp with lots of spells to poke and prod in the pit would be able to fish him out pretty easily. They even commit the Serpent Wards there for Roche. That's Ray Lalisa picking up Aegis. Best Aegis carrier in the game, in my opinion. First Aegis carrier especially. Man just does crazy things with it. And what's lovely this game for DogChamp is any further Roche that they do take, Stonebank's probably not going to need. So we can once again give that to Ray Lalisa. So normally you end up giving your second and third, whatever, Aegis to the core who actually hits towers.
Oh, no. God.
Wow.
Big fat smack right in the face, taken down. I mean, it is probably one of the worst things to deal with for an Ursa. Just like with a Life Sealer, if the enemy has a silence that they can instant cast on you, that is hell.
Yeah, I mean, basically, there's not too many cores who don't die there, to be honest, like that. They just need to get a ward up there to watch over their triangle. They've got wards over the bottom jungle right now. In fact, 2 for KBU. So perhaps Ursa can be looking to farm there with his cover. In fact, with Battle Fury, he might even farm a little bit faster in the jungle rather than, in the jungle, yes, in a regular jungle compared to the triangle. But very unfortunate to have been caught for him. Things are starting to look really bad. I mean, that's a BKB. Still attempted to be farmed up here by Fuzzy Wuzzy, but he's still pretty far from it. Into the Blink, into the Basher. This still doesn't look good until Basher, though. Even Blink, this still doesn't look good because of the silence, because of how much control that they actually have for you. Not having that Dispel, even just the casual one like the LC had, is going to be really difficult. It's a nice job there by Ray Lalisa. That's also going to betray a ward somewhere. Some of our tourists, again, Sunlight, very farms. with his... is he farmed? Yeah, I mean, he's catching up to Lukey, right? He's doing a better job of it this game compared to last, where on the LC he was quickly being caught by his squirrel. This time around, he's doing a lot better of a job. I'm surprised they catch him here.
Dream Coil available as well. Silence is there. Team rotation coming through. Soulbind onto two Rayleigh. Can't actually get out.
Oh, the RP?
Used by Lukey holding in place. Annihilate. In comes the damage, but Annihilate still alive for the time being. Gets the blink towards the side. Still gonna get chased by Lukey. Annihilate. Does he disengage? Yes, he does, but on the other side, Sunlight will not be able to run away from the shackles.
Stonebank got him.
Oh, he actually did manage to get him in the end. My God.
Yeah, I threw the stun. Yule Scepter bought him only a second, or I guess the 2.5 seconds more accurately. But a nice job there by KBU nonetheless. I mean, they lose 3 heroes. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks, actually. You do lose 3 heroes, but you get through that Aegis, and Ursa was farming the whole time. So a lot of much-needed space here for this lineup. I think they ought to be fairly happy with how that's gone. It's hard to ask for much better, especially because DogChamp do end up using their ultis there. Serpent Wards are dropped, which means they don't have them from this push. RP is dropped, Macropire is dropped, and they are going to get this tower, looks like here. Just, no, with the skeletons, with the creeps, 26 HP, it should be denied.
Ice Path held in place. Lukey with the skewer back on the high ground. Stonebank is there, but he's actually jumping and cross because he sees Dad popping his enrage. Knows exactly, I can't deal damage to him. I'm just going to take down the supports, even take down the courier in the process. Focus all his targets correctly. MMR Tourist charging forward, but right through the Macropie. He gets taken down. Shackles on Annihilate, and that looks like... I mean, I'm not saying that it's G to the G, but it's getting fairly close.
Yeah, no, it really is. I'm surprised how many shackles they're actually getting off here, especially because Shaman and Storm are both heroes that can play very well if they have vision, but they don't really like to be the heroes that provide the vision because they're kind of made of paper and have almost no defensive abilities if they're caught. Of course, being interiors quite naturally. But, yeah, I mean, KBU just fighting underneath their wards and underneath the wards of DogChamp, that is, making this incredibly easy for the Shaman. I mean, he only has... he's got 1 item. He's got Aether Lens, and he's already being this impactful in these fights with a couple of shackles now, leading to many, many kills. Wow. Okay. He's making the hero look pretty viable. Somebody's just going to charge on through the camp. He's heading bottom. There's a Storm here for him. But Storm was expecting to be charged. Not this time around.
Wait, is that... Oh, the shard's finished up on the Hoodwink. So he's got himself a Spirit Vessel and the shard, the decoy, which is annoying, but that's mainly it for the most part.
Yeah, Hoodwink... I mean,
it's nice.
Hoodwink is still one of these... well, I was going to say, she's one of these more unexplored supports, but not for the Sword of Stonebank, who is going to absolutely tear her apart. Where you kind of just build whatever. Good Vessel game, sure. I mean, like, everyone in your pubs is going to go Atos. Holy moly, this tower's dead already, by the way.
Yeah, the power of armor reduction with, of course, Serpent Wards. Not too shabby. He's making sure that the dot is on both the racks at the same time as well, because Stonebank's, well, he knows how to play the game. Honestly, his targeting is absolutely insane.
Okay, goodbye to Barracks. 1 squirrel kill, and that's it. Dad's going to farm up these Serpent Wards, actually. This is a lot of gold for him.
Oh, no, Dad! Pops is in range in time.
Yeah, very good.
There's an RP available as well, so they gotta be very careful.
Look at these Serpent Wards. They're so big. That's so much money. He's going to get almost all of them. Almost. That's huge. He almost has BKB off of that Serpent Wards. He's going to have it, actually, basically, off of the Serpent Wards. There he goes. BKB on its way. Of course, not only is he a full item behind Stonebank, he also has Battle Fury for one of those items, right? And let's just say he didn't build Battle Fury for the illusion clear. He built it to try and keep up with farm. Hasn't been the case this game. They need to get a big win here. There's just no other way KBU get back in this game, quite honestly. Let's see what they can get done.
Charge in, Stonebank.
Let's give him good vision, but Lukey's invis as well here.
Oh, he's jumping in aggressively. He spots out which one's the real and which one's the fake. Going for the real. The zap comes out from Yaren. The control onto that. RP hold in place the Ursa, but they're actually making sure that Shaman is out of the fight for the time being. Reincarnation will be popped. Dad's trying to go around with his ulti, but Brilliantly
that's
still
outta here.
And Stonebank is going to chase down the Ursa. No way you're going to be able to run away from the two main cores on the side of DogChamp. And we see a Mad Cow disengaging back to base. Annihilate in the trees will be able to get out as well, but it's a 3-4-1 trade. They only really lost the Shaman.
Yeah, they get through the reincarnation, but he's level 19, in fact. He's more than level 18. And even though this...
He actually just got level 18, like, by 5 experience right before that fight.
Woof. Well, even better for DogChamp then, because they're going to have that for certain by the time this next fight is up. BKB charge expended. It was effective. It means he doesn't die, but they still have problems with this Shaman, who is incredibly effective against both the Puck and the Ursa, especially with this Blink Dagger, adding to this element of surprise. Fortuitous rune as well, I have to say, for Luki. And DogChamp, they do get an Invis rune, and he's not going to be scouted by the Spear Breaker. That fight does break down differently if KBU have knowledge that an RP is impending. But, you know, it was still not bad for KBU. Not really the dream fight they were looking for, but at least they extend the game long enough to be able to look for another one. That is unless they... Well, okay, this is just a Spear Breaker.
Ursa mid. Dad's actually just getting mowed down. Stonebank just jumps him.
Has BKB...
And yeah, but no blink just yet. Macropie, the BKB keeps him alive. They'll just turn their attention to the Hoodwink. Actually, Stonebank, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just annihilates everything and everyone. His Wraith King performance, both these games, is pretty nutty. I annihilate, getting jumped.
Oh, that's it. GG, they call it.
That's it, indeed. DogChamp, they go on to play with the cut in Division 1 next season. But yeah, they did definitely by far look the superior in this matchup.